from their studio in South Florida, Twist Gaming. Featuring lead broadcaster Matt Koza, co-host and creative genius Josh Perry, co-host and interviewer extraordinaire Ann Lazito, co-host and marketing mogul Aaron Murphy, with appearances from special guest Lucy. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Twist Gaming. We're so glad that you were able to join us tonight. We are interrupting our regularly scheduled programming of Twitch Plays Madara to bring you a very special announcement. I need sound effects like the people in your Terrible B movie need sound effects, but I need like cool ones. We are bringing you a spotlight. Tonight we are bringing you the new Gruff expansion Spotlight from Studio Whoa. Yeah. Spotlight shows, if you guys have never joined us for one, it is your first row into new and upcoming games that are just hitting the market, games that are getting some traction, games that are not even on the market yet. You guys get a front row seat to see the games and interact with us. So it's interactive still, a little bit like our interactive KDM and Madara, insofar as you get to ask us questions, tell us what to do. If you have suggestions, let's have a conversation about it, and ask me all sorts of questions about Gruff. We're joined tonight with a special guest. Say hi, Gaptooth. So ugly, he's cute. Yeah, that's appropriate. Josh wouldn't make him a name tag. The way our Spotlight shows work for you fine folks at home is that each one of our hosts has a different level of familiarity with the game. Now, we have played Gruff before a while ago. We're really very thankful for Studio and their support of Twist Gaming from the beginning. So we thank you to the Critchfields. We really appreciate it. Josh has played Gruff a couple more times than I have, and he's gone through the rule book, including the rule book for the expansion. He just told me a little bit about let's go high level over the game before we played. And that provides you folks at home an opportunity to associate yourself with either of us and to see how easy it is to pick up this game from first sitting down at the table. Typically, we have Matt with us, so we usually have a third perspective. But in the tradition of Monday, Mattless Madara, it is Mattless Monday.
Gruff.
I'm trying to find the alliteration with an M. I'll find it. So without further ado, you want to hop on in?
Real quick, this week's streams are sponsored by...
Oh, yes!
We have two sponsors this week.
Yes.
We have Studio Whoa for Gruff, Whispers of Madness, coming to Kickstarter tomorrow.
Look at you.
And then our other sponsor this week is Slugfest Games with their new expansion for Red Dragon Inn, which is... what's the character's name? It lost me. I forgot. Evil Pookie, thank you. Evil Pookie.
Saved by Naibari.
Which might be on Kickstarter now. Launches tomorrow, maybe. I'm not 100% sure when it launches.
This is a busy week for Kickstarter.
It's been a busy month for Kickstarter. So we're going to be showing that off on Wednesday.
Awesome. So if you like tonight's show, make sure to join us Wednesday, and Matt will be here with us on the Wednesday stream.
I might have Stephanie too, maybe. I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
We'll find out. So
drag her in for a spotlight and get another point of view on a game. She hasn't played Red Dragon Inn. Anyway, tonight is Gruff Night with Studio Whoa. Joshua, you are the rules lawyer, and you like to tell everybody when they're wrong and to tell them about new rules that you found halfway through the game. So let's try to do this a little bit different than our personal games, and let's go through all of the rules up front.
See what we can do. All right, so we're probably going to do at least 2 games of Gruff.
Okay, why?
We're going to do a 1-versus-1.
Yeah.
Which is how Gruff originally started.
Yeah.
But there's also when Gruff Battle the Trolls, I believe it's Battle the Trolls, came out. Might have the name of that slightly off. It became a co-op game where you fight a troll, and you have to kill the troll between the 2 players. So we'll probably do a 1-versus-1 and then a co-op afterwards and try to kill a troll.
What's the story behind Gruff?
It is basically
You fail.
No.
It is a world where they have decided to battle goats, and they made them mutated. These are the trolls, the bridge trolls, and they have to keep ownership of their bridge. So what they've decided to do is make battle goats, and they made them really weird and really mutated. And Gaptooth is king of the battle trolls, battle
He's a
gruffs.
goat.
He's a goat. Look how cute he is. Okay.
So Whispers of Madness goes into a little bit of the Cthulhu, so that they're dipping in the old gods
Oh yeah.
to make these goats.
Oh, so we're getting real weird magic.
Yeah, so I'm playing, like real quick, I'm playing as Fluttermine. This is the shepherd.
Well, wasn't that's Cthulhu. Didn't we have? Oh, you know why? I know this is Fluttermind, and I keep on getting confused because I feel like there's a goat from the original one, Shuttermine, whatever.
So.
Okay.
All right, so.
Josh, how do we? So we each have a shepherd.
Yeah, so you want to show your shepherd off real quick?
Yeah.
So the point of the game is to defeat the other shepherd. So each shepherd has an amount of life. We both have 8. So that's on the top left.
I lied. Give me yours back. Ha! I almost cut that. That would have been really cool. Cool.
So that's what we have there. We have the name. So I'm Fluttermine. You are
Zhao Chang.
Shang. If you see, there is some white lines in the health bar. Those are thresholds. So those trigger the text that is on there. So for
Zhao Chang. It is Fishing for Madness. When Zhao Chang crosses a threshold, put a Whisper mutation token on each enemy shepherd. And we'll talk about what a mutation token is in a moment. And you have Shepherd of the Vortex for Fluttermind. Whenever Fluttermind's life crosses a threshold, his thresholds are between 7 and 6, 5 and 4, and 3 and 2. You may reposition all Gruffs, and we'll get into what positioning for the Gruffs is in a moment.
all right. So we have our main stat, which is life. Once you hit 0, you're dead.
So we both
You
start
lose.
at 8.
Next up is we have our crazy. Our crazy is if you play games like Magic or any other card game, it's your mana pool. It is basically how much different cards you can play from your hand, the total cost of cards you can play.
Okay.
So the more crazy you have, the more cards you can play,
And
or
we-
the stronger cards you can play.
We both are starting with 1. Your marker
Yes.
fell off when I chucked your thing across the table.
Yep. And we can go up to a max of 30. Once we hit 20, we are considered insane.
So just so we get those things in order, I know that there is a max of 30, but what you're saying is even before we hit the max,
Yeah.
once you hit 20, you go from crazy, because nobody's sane here, to insane, which is a special
Status. There
Thank you.
might be some cards that say if you're sane or insane.
Okay.
It will get triggered by that. So that's the anatomy of our
Cards?
cards. The other thing you'll see on the top right hand corner
Yeah.
is I have a 6, you have a 5. When you're building your deck, that's how many ultimates you can put in your deck.
What is an ultimate, Joshua?
So ultimates are like this card here. So they have the same icon on the top right. That one costs 21 to cost though.
That's top left.
Or top left, sorry. So that's just what an ultimate is.
And because it's 21, we know by default that the shepherd must be insane in order to play this card.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Chucking cards.
All right.
Do we want to talk about how where do you want to go from here? You want to talk about how the crazy changes?
We'll talk about that in just so we have our 2 shepherds.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take those off. A lot of symbols to manage. Not too many symbols. So let's take those guys off and let's show off some of our gruffs.
Okay.
So right now we're starting off with the recommended gruffs for each shepherd.
So on the shepherd card, by the life title is an icon, and that icon will tie to some specific gruffs in the deck.
Yep.
So you can see that Fluttermind has a different symbol.
And there's actually like a little story text behind each symbol in the book.
So for Zhao Shang, so we have a deck of 3 gruffs each. If you want to give me yours, we'll go through mine first, and then we'll go through yours. How many gruffs come in the game?
I'm not sure how many is planned for the expansion.
Okay.
I think it might just be the 6. There might be more. I'm not sure. I know there's more shepherds.
Okay. So we can go. Oh, I'm gonna grab Nutso because Nutso's not green.
All right.
And we can go through the anatomy of Nutso's card.
All right. So Nutso here.
Isn't green. Is Jack.
There's 3 main stats. First off, we'll start with fat on the side.
Yeah.
So he starts with 2 fat.
Correct.
So fat's kind of like defense. Your fat's your defense. The more you plump them up, the more they can take. Where we have mean is your damage. So he starts off with 1 mean, then can go up to 7. Now, thing to note here is each gruff, how these stats are different for each one. Some can go to higher, some can go to lower.
So for comparison, I'm just going to throw Fuzzle in here for a second so that you can see that Fuzzle's mean goes from 1 to 5, and the weird is from 0 to 6. The fat's from 2 to 7. So this goes to how these gruffs play. And even so far as you can see, the mean for Fuzzle is 1 to 5, whereas for Nutso, the mean is 0 to 7. So it can go, start at 1, start at 0.
Yeah. And then the last thing is the weird. So the weird is, the weirder your gruff gets, the more crazy you go. So every time you activate one of your gruffs, you take whatever weird they have, and you add it to your crazy. So right now, when Anne activates Nutso, she's not going to get any crazy because he's not that weird yet.
He's not weird. He's cute.
Yeah, that's why. Some other things you got on here. So there's some text on here. So he gets +1 mean when exhausted. So after the end of your activation phase, when he's exhausted, he'll get exhausted, which means he'll get +1 mean. And +1 mean when your shepherd takes damage. So whenever you take damage,
he's going to get meaner. He's very protective.
Yeah, he's very protective. The other thing is you'll see 2 icons on there. Those are the 2, I want to say they're factions.
Okay.
So he's part of the Stuffkins faction, which is the button, which was the last expansion that came out that we did.
Yeah,
and then
so
the other one is the Skull Clan, which is for necromancers and stuff. So he's a reanimated stuffed dog.
Yeah, it's so great. It's not weird at all. Okay, so the next gruff that I have in my pool, actually I want to go over, is Fuzzle, who's another one of the Stuffkins.
Okay. And he's a squirrel.
Yeah, this is very cute.
So he's Stuffin, and he's a deep thing. Creatures with dark secrets and whispers of madness. So I believe that's a new faction they're adding, is the deep thinking, the deep thing.
Okay.
So we already went over the stats. So his is +2 weird when exhausted, and +1 mean.
When a whisper token is played.
Okay.
So we can go over whisper tokens in a bit when we also go, because it's also synergistic with Zhao Cheng, who has the whisper token ability. So Buster is the last of the 3 for Zhao Cheng's recommended gruffs, and the special text here is +1 fat when activated, so his defense is going to continuously increase. And then when he gets killed, +2 weird, +1 fat, and +1 mean when killed. He's part of the Skull Clan, and again, part of the deep things.
All right. So he wants to get killed to get stronger.
Yes. So it's important to note that the gruffs can get killed and they can be reanimated. It's going to be a standard action.
Yep.
Joshua, let's talk about your 3 gruffs. And again, apologize, some of these cards have a lot of really pretty blues and greens in them that just look a little transparent on the background. So this is Fluster. Same things as we were talking about before with fat, weird, and mean. Fluster gets +1 mean and may swap positions with an adjacent gruff when activated. So this is important to keep in mind. We'll talk about swapping places in a moment.
So he gets a free swap.
Yeah, and he's also a deep thing. Flit, +1 weird when activated or swapped. When Flit would gain stats in a score that is maxed, he gets +1 to another stat. So that's cool. Floctopus. Like octopus.
Yeah, but a Floctopus.
When Floctopus is activated, give any other gruff +1 mean, +1 weird, or +1 fat. Now, Floctopus is interesting because the stats only go up to 3 for each of them.
Yep.
So that's an interesting setup there. Okay, Joshua, so I have my shepherd. I have my 3 gruffs.
Yep.
What am I doing with these cards?
All right, so let's take a look at these cards. So I got your stack here. We're going to go over them in order.
Okay. From up?
Yep.
Okay. So the first card you got me is Startle.
So Startled, top left, you can see this is going to cost 1 crazy to cast. So it's a low-cost card.
Now, when you say it's going to cost me 1 crazy, what does that mean?
So depending on your Shepherd's total level of crazy,
Right.
is how many cards you can play. So if your Shepherd starts off with 2 crazy or 1 crazy, you can only play this 1 card.
Sounds good.
If your Shepherd had 5 crazy, you played this, you still have 4 crazy left over to play other cards.
What about this check mark?
So the check mark means as an action they are used once and then immediately discarded. So it's a play now. It's an instant card basically.
Okay.
So this one is return any mutation or condition cards in play to its owner's hand. So this just is a debuff.
Flit opened his eyes and turned and said, "Praise Fluttermine!" Vorkin, astonished librarian. Okay. Next card is going to be Benediction. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, but not.
This one has a cost of 5. This one's a conditioned by the icon. So condition cards normally stay in effect for like a turn, maybe 2. The card normally says what's going on. When you play this card, choose any allied Gruff. When this card fades, gain crazy equal to its weird score. Put a whisper mutation on your Shepherd.
Now, Josh, I know we're going through these individual cards. How have I made my deck?
So we have started with, if you see on the bottom right, there's these little star icons.
Yeah.
Those are the recommended start cards. So we got 8 cards from each Gruff. Each Gruff comes with 15 cards that you can make your deck out of.
Okay.
So we're just using the starter ones for our game right now.
Do you know why this one has that icon and the other one doesn't?
Which one?
Here.
I have no idea.
Okay. Next is Seal of Madness.
So the last one this is a 3 cost. It's a mutation though. Mutations get attached to a Gruff and aren't removed unless a card says it gets removed. So mutate any Shepherd. Mutated Shepherd loses 3 crazy. When this mutation leaves play, the mutated Shepherd gains 5 crazy.
Interesting. And now we've got one more card here.
So I
Rebuke.
believe this is something new for Whispers of Madness. I don't recall this being in the previous ones. Is you see in the top left, instead of is it purple or blue?
Purple.
Instead of purple, it is a white circle, which means it has a sanity cost. So normally when you are casting these cards, you just total up to your crazy. You don't move your slider at all.
Right.
With the sanity ones, you're actually going to move your slider down
Okay.
on your crazy track when you cast these, whatever the number is. So these are going to make you more sane as you play them
Okay.
and bring down your crazy.
So this one says this is a condition card.
Yeah.
Choose any Gruff. It gets +2 defense while this card is in play. If your Shepherd is insane, draw a card when this card fades.
Yep.
What does it mean to have a card fade?
So during the turn order phase, it will phase. I need 1 second.
Did you... All the snuffles. I need him to come back. This is the part where we patiently wait for Josh because he went to go and be polite. So if this wasn't a live show, this is the part that we'd edit out. But it's live. It's live. We're doing it live. Hashtag
All right,
professional
Anna, can you
streamer.
bring up the turn order card?
Yes. Now, there are to note, which is, okay, so the turn order card is on the back, which is nice, of the card types.
Yep.
It is important to note, which I got a little confused when we got to the table. There are 2 different turn order cards, Joshua.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off by playing PvP. So we'll be using this turn order card. However, there is a co-op turn order card that looks like this with a slider at the bottom.
Yep.
So I'm going to put the co-op turn order card away, and we will discuss that further when we go to switch modes to co-op. So the turn order card here. We're going to start off with the cleanup phase. Obviously, you don't have anything to clean up on your first round.
Here, so let's skip the cleanup phase for the first round. So first thing you do is draw cards. So we're going to start with 5 cards. Then you draw a card at the beginning of your turn.
Yeah. What's your hand limit, Josh?
Hand limit is 7.
Okay.
Then you're going to activate one of your Gruffs.
What does it mean to activate a Gruff? And I'm going to flip over to the board so that you can show what it means. So this is the board, and we'll go through setup in a second. Basically, you're going to put the way that I don't know if this comes standard with the game or if the mat was an add-on, because I think that with the original game, the mat was an add-on.
Yeah, it's an add-on.
And it's a really nice board. You will notice that there are some white boxes here, which are incredibly helpful for remembering to exhaust. Aha, there it is. Your doodles. Am I going to get it right? Ha ha ha. It only took 4 years. Too high. Okay, so the way that you set up your side of the board is that you're going to have your 3 Gruffs here. We'll go a little bit more about why the order is important. But you have your 3 goats, 1, 2, 3, and then in the back you have your shepherd. So Joshua, what does it mean to activate my Gruff?
So basically, you choose one Gruff to activate. At the end of your turn, it's going to get deactivated and turn sideways. You have to activate each Gruff before you can activate it again. So once all 3 are been activated, they all refresh and get to be played again.
And you would do whatever text on the card says when activated,
Yes.
right?
If it has an activate text on the card, you'll do it when that happens.
Okay. So that is your activation phase.
The other thing that happens during your activation phase is then you add whatever that Gruff's weird is to your crazy.
That's right.
And it's going to up your crazy pool. Then the next phase is the play card phase. You play as much cards as you want, equal to your crazy.
Now, the cards all have the faces of a Gruff on them. So like this one has the face of Nutso on it. These are not cards that I'm playing with. This one has got Buster on it.
Yep.
And this one has Fuzzle on it. So do I have to play a card that matches my Gruff?
No, you play any card you want. That's just how you build your deck, is based off the Gruffs you have.
So I can play Brain Death with using any of the other Gruffs on the thing.
Yep.
Okay.
So after you play all the cards you want, you get a tactical action. So you get 4 actions you can do. You can attack, which means you're going to send your Gruff. Can you move back to the board cam?
Sorry about that.
You're going to move it forward and say it's going to attack. The attack doesn't happen until the beginning of your next round. That's why we're going to do the cleanup phase last. Because it gives your opponent a turn to retaliate in your attack.
Defend themselves?
Yeah. Or do something else.
I like how aggressive your default was. It gives your opponent time to fight back or, defend themselves from your aggressiveness.
The other action you can do is shift, which is you can move your active Gruff with an adjacent Gruff.
So that was something that we were talking about because one of your Gruffs has that as a special ability.
So if I activate this one, I could switch with left or right. But if I activate Fluster, I can only activate and switch with him.
Well, why would I want to do that?
So when someone's attacking, basically whatever row they're attacking from, the Gruff on the other side is the one defending. If the damage being dealt beats the defense that they have. So the cards are going to use damage and defense for attacking, because some cards will say you get +1 damage or +1 defense.
Okay.
They don't adjust the fat or the mean on the Gruff itself. It is a temporary bonus for that attack.
Okay.
So the game uses both verbiage.
Yep.
So when you're attacking and defending, it's attack and defense.
Okay.
Which is the fat plus whatever and mean plus attack.
That's an important clarification. Thank you.
So if the mean or the damage beats the fat or the fat of the Gruff, it dies.
So the damage is the mean plus, as you've noted, whatever other temporary plus damage boons that the Gruff might have.
And basically, if you're a Magic player, all the Gruffs have trample. So any remaining damage that was not absorbed by the goat goes to your shepherd.
Okay.
So you want to rearrange to block or attack at a certain where they might have a weaker
defense
or something like that. And depending on where the board's kind of laid out, you can kind of attack. There's a little bit of tactics to it.
Okay.
The next action is a grow action. So grow action is you take the activated Gruff and you +1 to any of its stats. So you give it +1 mean, +1 weird, +1 fat. Pretty straightforward. And the last action is resurrect, where you could resurrect one of your dead Gruffs.
What happens with my dead Gruff? Does it come back to full health?
So you don't lose health at all. Everything is over the round. So if your Gruff had 6 fat and it took 5 damage, next turn it's got back to 6. It stays at, so there's no health doesn't stay from round to round.
Does my Gruff have to sit out a round?
Until no, it does not sit until whenever you resurrect it.
Okay. So then that's the end of the tactical action phase. Then we would start back up with the cleanup phase. So what do you do there?
So cleanup phase at the beginning of your turn. If you had a Gruff that was set to attack, you're going to resolve that attack.
Okay.
So then next up is you're going to remove your conditions. So any condition cards in play, these are when they're going to fade.
Okay.
And then last work is refresh your living Gruffs if all your Gruffs are exhausted or dead. So once everyone goes, that's when you're going to finally refresh them all.
Okay. Sounds good. So I know how my turn orders go. I know a little bit about my shepherd and my various characters. One thing that we held off on talking about were the whisper mutation tokens that keep on coming up. So what is a whisper mutation token?
So there is some tokens in the game. They're just cards. So you have so there's mutation. So this is mutate any shepherd. At the end of that shepherd's play card phase, they gain 1 crazy. If the mutated shepherd is insane, flip this mutation.
And the insane is 20 or more
Yes.
crazy, right?
Then they get madness. Then mutate any shepherd. The mutated shepherd takes 1 damage at the end of their turn unless they declared an attack this turn.
Gotta attack. Going berserk. All right.
So, you ready to get started?
I think so. Oh, I hope this is, yeah. So we've got these giant stacks of cards here to build up my deck. You have your own deck. And how do we decide who is first player?
So, just look at the bottom card in your deck, and whoever has the higher number goes first.
Weren't you supposed to randomly select one and you've just decided that it gets to be the
random.
bottom card?
Yeah.
What if I don't like my bottom card and I've decided I feel like the middle card is going to give me a better chance?
Before you look, you got to pick one or the other. I decided to cut at the bottom.
Well, that's your problem. It's going to be... What was your number? What's your number?
It's a 6.
Mine is a 1! It's not the best one. And shuffle it back in. I just shuffle it back in. Now you know what the card on the bottom is.
No, you're not supposed to shuffle. You're just supposed to look and close it up. That's why you do the normal bottom one, because typically you don't get to that card because you don't. Doesn't matter.
Now you know what's on the bottom. You need to
That's
reshuffle.
fine.
It's not fine. You're cheating. Thank you.
Not cheating.
Also, Gaptooth is supposed to be a first player token, but you can't have him. So there. Ha! See? See? Cheating.
Have you drawn your cards yet?
No.
You're supposed to draw your cards first, then do that.
3, 4, 5. Now I know that my hand is totally random.
Okay.
Okay. So you are going to be first player
So
because you cheat.
I'm gonna put my goats out first.
And you have to place all 3 of them, right?
Yep.
I feel like that's a disadvantage for you. So what are you placing? Oh, hey. That might be helpful. Also, talking about... Do you want to talk about it, Josh?
So I put Fluster in the middle.
Why?
He's the one whenever he swaps, he can swap when he's activated. And then I put the other guys on the side. I put him in the middle because he has the free switch.
Okay.
So he can switch more.
Who are the other guys and where did you place them?
Flocktopus is on the left and Flit is on the right.
Your left.
Yeah, you didn't ask. These are too many questions.
You talked an awful lot about your Velocipaster B movie. I figured you'd be just as excited to talk about all the details here. Okay, I'm going to place Zhao Chang down. She's going to kick your butt. So you put Fluster down in the middle. Fluster's the one with the ability to swap?
For free, yes.
Huh. That's rude. So my goats all have the same number of mean and fiat. So it doesn't really matter at this point. I want to look at this stuff there. Okay, I'm going to put Buster on my right, opposite Floctopus. My little clip fell off. These should be purple. I'm going to place Nutso in the middle because he's cute. And I'm going to put Fuzzle right here. Because I can. Okay. So, now what do we do?
All right, I go first. So I'm going to activate Gruff.
Okay. Which one are you activating?
Let me see what I got in my hand first.
Ugh, Joshua. I thought you had this all figured out. Oh, this is interesting. Interessante. What do you got in your hand?
Cards.
Do you want to share with me what cards they are and what they do?
Cards that do stuff.
Such as...
I'm going to activate Floctopus.
Okay. Is there anything special that happens when you activate Floctopus?
Actually, is that what I want to do? No, I don't want to activate him yet. I'm going to activate Fluster.
Okay.
So Fluster, +1 mean.
You want to read aloud?
+1 mean and may swap positions with an adjacent Gruff when activated. So he gets +1 mean.
Okay.
He gets a free swap.
Okay.
So he's going to swap with Flit.
Rude.
Flit is +1 weird when activated or swapped. Look at that. So he's going to get some weird.
It's almost like the suggested cards were suggested for some sort of synergy or something.
He has 1 weird, so my crazy is going to go up by 1, so I'm at 2 crazy. And what do I want to do with him? He's got 2 mean. You got 2 defense over there, so I don't want to attack with him. That doesn't make sense. I am gonna up his fat by 1. Doing a grow action, and then he's done. He gets exhausted. It's tiring to get. He ate a lot of food. Now he's taking a nap.
All right.
Takes a lot of work to make this body look this good.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so that's the end of your tactical action phase?
Yes.
Okay, so now it's going to be my turn?
Yep.
All right, I am going to activate Buster. He gets +1 fat when activated. So his fat's going to go from 2 to 3. Then I can attack, shift, grow, or resurrect.
Can't resurrect. There's no one dead.
Yeah. I mean, it was
You
just...
get crazy. You get 1 crazy.
That's right. That's why I did that. Okay.
Hey, Brent.
Hi!
We just started.
I am
I'm winning. I'm not really winning.
going to turn him this way.
You gonna play any cards?
I am not going to play any of my... Wait a second. Wait a second. Some of this flavor text is pretty fantastic. No, I'm not going to play any cards, actually. For my tactical action phase, I am going... Do I have to grow the active
Yes.
Gruff? Okay. I am going to make Buster...
Fatter? Meaner? Weirder?
weirder.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's the end of my tactical action phase, and now we go into the cleanup phase?
No, clan phase is the beginning of the turn.
Okay, so it's the end of my tactical action phase.
Did you draw a card at the beginning of your turn?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Ooh,
My turn?
wait a second. this card changes.
One all year.
Wow. Look at it. That's great.
Jargus.
I'm going to keep this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that's the end of my tactical action phase.
Okay.
So now it's cleanup phase.
No, cleanup phase is the beginning of the turn. It's my turn.
Yeah,
Now it's cleanup phase. My cleanup phase is done.
It's like talking to a wall.
I don't have anything to clean up. I draw a card.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Flit. He's going to get +1 weird when he gets activated. So he's got 3 weird, so I'm going to get up to 5. Crazy.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
And I'm going to play Seal of Madness.
What does that do? Knocks my gruffs around. Rude. Mutate any shepherd. The mutated shepherd loses 3 crazy. When this mutation leaves play, the mutated shepherd gains 5 crazy. Which shepherd are you playing that on?
Playing it on myself.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to play Startle. Oops.
Okay. Return any mutation or condition card in play to its owner's hand.
Look at that. I just gained
2 crazy.
2 crazy.
That's cool. That was a nice little synergy.
All right, cool. I did that. I got some more crazy.
That's where a deck goes. I get it.
I spent
I get it.
4. So I technically have 3 more I could spend. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to... I don't want to swap again, but... I will up my fat. Nice combo!
Combo.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, so now I have my cleanup phase. I don't have any attacks to resolve, no conditions to remove, and I don't get to refresh my gruffs yet because all of my gruffs are not either exhausted or dead. So it's going to be draw phase. So I'm going to draw an additional card. So now I'm up to 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is my hand limit. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be in the activation phase. Okay, I'm going to activate Fuzzle. So nothing happens with Fuzzle when he is activated. Oh, it's exhausted. Nothing happens with Fuzzle when he's activated.
Okay.
He has something on exhausted and something on the mutation card. So I still only have 2 crazy.
Any cards you want to play? Activate and Gruff exhausts it. So that happens right away.
Oh.
Okay.
You get the weird first. Okay. All right. So, yes. Okay. So then I get the 2, +2 weird when exhausted.
Okay.
So, which means that I would get the 2 weird, right?
Yeah.
So that takes my weird from 2 to 4. Thank you. And that means...
Moves you crazy from 2 to 4, not you're weird.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, and I didn't say that. Okay. I am going to expend...
Expend?
No, I'm not. I need to do that then. Okay. Okay. I am not going to play any cards.
What are you doing for your tactical action?
Interesting. That'll get...
What are you thinking?
I'm going to... I don't know. See how this plays out. I'm going to play Protect. The active Gruff may swap places with any allied Gruff and gains +2 defense while this card is in play. So I'm going to swap Nutso and Fuzzle. I think is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put the Protect card onto Fuzzle. See how this works out. Okay, so that's the end of my play cards. Tactical action, attack, shift, grow, or resurrect. I am going to grow his fat by 1. Okay, we'll see how this works out. I don't know what it's going to be interesting. Okay. And that's the end of my turn.
All right, my turn. I have nothing for cleanup. Draw a card. I'm going to activate Floctopus. I'm going to get too crazy. When activated, I get to raise a stat of another Gruff. So I'm going to activate and give Flit one more weird. Now, I'm going to give Flit some mean.
That's rude.
Yeah, I'm a rude person. All right, I have 9. Guess what I'm playing?
I don't know.
Seal of Madness. You lose 2
How did
crazy.
that wind back into your hand again?
Because my other card said he goes back into the owner's hand. So I'm down to 6. Crazy. And guess what? I had another startle card.
Oh my goodness.
So I get +5. So I'm at 11. That gets discarded. All right. I spent 4 of 11. So it leaves me 6. Sneaky.
Move, sis, yeah. That doesn't look like a seal. More like a sea
I'm not gonna play anything
lion.
else. He's got 3 over there, so that doesn't help. So I'm gonna grow.
You already grew.
No, I get +1 when he activates.
Oh.
I'm gonna grow him and grow his fat up to 3. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. I don't have anything.
You do have something.
Oh,
to
I
clean
do
up.
have to. Okay, so I had Protect, and now that comes off because it's part of the remove the condition cards.
Yep.
Refresh your living Gruffs. If all your Gruffs are exhausted, they're not yet draw phase, so I'm going to draw a card. Does this change? No. These texts are great. I'm going to activate Nutso.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. So Nutso gets +1 mean when exhausted. Right, so he's activated and exhausted. So that brings the up to 2. And then I'm going, but I don't get any weird because his weird is 0. So that doesn't make sense to do. I am going to do an action card. I'm going to play Rip Space.
Rip space.
When this card is played, your shepherd takes 1 damage. So I'm going to take a damage.
Okay.
So we're going to go from 8 to 7. And then I can reposition my Gruffs in any order. But first, Nutso gets +1 mean when my shepherd takes damage. So Nutso's mean goes up to
And then you could swap. any
3.
two.
I can reposition any of my Gruffs in any order. So I could move any of them around however I feel. So I am going to reposition Fuzzle and Nutso. I don't know if it's going to matter. Okay. So that's the end of that card. This card goes into my discard pile. And then I'm going to play Playful Nibble. And now this is one of those cards that reduce my crazy. So we're going to go from 4 back down to 1. It says, when this card is played, your shepherd takes 1 damage. So my first thing's going to happen is I'm going to go from 7 to 6. And that means that I've crossed the threshold. So I'm going to put a Whisper mutation token on each enemy shepherd. So you're going to get the Whisper mutation token that says mutate any shepherd. At the end of that shepherd's play cards phase, they gain 1 crazy.
Yep.
If the mutated shepherd is insane, flip the mutation.
Okay.
Okay. Also, because I took the additional damage, Nutso is going to get an additional mean. So that will put him at 4 mean. That Gruff deals 2 damage on its attacks while this card is in play. So this is going to go onto Nutso's card.
And I'm assuming you're attacking with him.
Yeah, and I'll be attacking with him.
So what is he? He's 6 right now?
Yes. So that is the end of my tactical action phase. And now it is your turn.
Okay. It's my turn. No cleanup. All my Gruffs get unexhausted. Draw a card.
Remember to exhaust him. He seems mean. I did, right?
He should be angled, rotated.
Oh. Oh. Ew.
Okay, so. All right, I got this. I'm activating Fluster. Fluster! All right, +1 mean and may swap positions with an adjacent Gruff. So he's going to go to 3 mean. He's going to swap over here.
Okay.
Bam. He's got 1 weird, so I'm going to go up to 12. Crazy. And then I'm going to play Protect.
Okay.
The active Gruff may swap places with an ally Gruff and get +2 defense while this card is in play. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to +2 defense. And then I'm going to play Rebuke. Choose any Gruff. It gets +2 defense when this card is in play. If your shepherd is insane, draw a card when the card fades. So he's got +4 defense, so he's at a 7 versus your 6.
Okay. And then your thing went down 1?
And then, yeah, I'm going to go down 1. And then, with the...
Yeah, the attack ones are also at the exhaust angle. I should have noticed that when I was putting Nutso there.
Oh, and since I swapped Flit gets an extra weird. So it's at 4 weird now. And what do I want to do with Fluster? Do I want to attack back?
You get 1 crazy from your play cards phase from your Whisper.
At the end of my play card phase.
Yeah, so you're at the tactical action phase now, right? Because you're
No,
deciding whether to attack or not.
True.
So then you would get the crazy now. Yes, Anne, you are right.
I actually might play one more card. I'm gonna play Benediction.
Benediction. There's not even a single R in there. When you play this card, choose any allied gruff. When this card fades, gain crazy equal to its weird score. Put a whisper mutation on your shepherd. So do whisper mutations stack?
I guess so. So that's gonna go on Flit. So I spent 3, 8. I have 11, so I have 3 left.
Well, you have 2 because you wouldn't have had that additional 1.
I would have been at 12. I'm not playing anything else anyway. Do I want to attack back? No, I'm gonna up my fat one more. Get real fat.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. So I have my cleanup phase. First thing I need to do is resolve my attack. So my attack, I would have had 4 mean plus 2 additional damage. Would have been 6 against your, what was the total? So you have 4 fat plus
Another 4, so it's 8.
8. So then what happens?
You just don't do anything.
Okay, so the playful nibble gets resolved. Nutso comes back. All of my gruffs are exhausted, so they will all refresh. And I am at my draw card phase. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay. So I am going to activate Fuzzle. Oh, he should have 1 mean because a whisper token was played.
Okay.
No, he should have 2 because 2 whisper tokens
Just
were
1.
played. Did you put a whisper token on yourself?
Not yet. It's one that comes off, I believe, right?
Oh, when it fades?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to activate Fuzzle. So he's exhausted. He's going to get 2 weird. That puts his weird up to 4, from 2 to 4. I will go from 1 to 5 crazy. I have my play cards phase. I am going to do throw the tentacle, which is 5.
Okay.
I'm going to get to draw 2 cards. And then I'm going to put a whisper mutation token onto you. So Fuzzle is going to get an additional
Mean.
That will make him
I'm gonna go crazy soon.
3 mean. You're already crazy. You're going to go insane. Put a whisper mutation token on an enemy shepherd. Okay, so that action card has been spent. And then I used all 5 in my pool. What happens if I end my turn with an excess of 7? I get to choose which
Discard.
cards I discard?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I happen to just have 7. Okay, so that's the end of my play cards phase. Then I'm going to get an tactical action phase. That would be a waste of that. Going to grow Fuzzle's fat to 4.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of my tactical action phase, and now it is your cleanup phase.
So these conditions go away. They don't do anything when they fade. I'm not crazy yet, so I don't draw a card.
Insane. You are crazy.
Okay. This one, when it fades, I gain crazy equal to my weird score, so I'm going to get 4 more crazy. So I'm at 216 crazy, and I get a whisper card.
Yeah, you do. And I get a mean.
And then I draw a card. When Anne makes others crazy, she gets meaner. Just like real life. How do I want to do this?
Are you having an analysis paralysis?
All right, I'll activate Flit.
Okay.
Don't want to do this yet. You can activate Flit.
Okay.
Flit gets +1 weird because he's activated, so it's 5. That's going to put me at 21.
21, 21, 21 savage.
Crazy.
What's significant about the fact that you crossed the 20 threshold, Joshua?
Now insane.
So what do you need to do with your mutation tokens?
It's at the end of my turn. That will happen.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Oh.
Josh
No,
is
it does
insane.
not. If the mutated shepherd is insane, flip this mutation. That's it.
So does it happen now
Yes.
or later? I'm asking Mr. Brent, not
Yeah,
you.
and what did he say?
He just said Josh is insane. Doesn't mean that it flips now or if it flips at the end of the turn.
I don't know.
Yep, happens now. Okay. Madness!
So the madness says, mutate any shepherd. The mutated shepherd takes 1 damage at the end of their turn unless they declared an attack this turn. So Josh has to attack or he's going to take damage. Okay, follow-up question.
Yeah.
If you have 3 madness cards,
Like 3 damage if I don't attack.
that was my question.
Yep.
Interesting. This is interesting. This is not how I expected it was going to be. Your slider for Fluster fell off of its weird.
I'll have to find it.
It's right next to the card.
What is it? Okay. So I need to attack your 4. I will up. No, I can't up my mean because then I can't attack.
This is interesting. Stark raving mad. Yes.
Sure, we'll do that. All right. I'm gonna play Charge, which is 2. When this card is played, the active Gruff swaps places with another Gruff on your team. While the card is in play, the active Gruff deals +1 damage on its attack. So it has an attack of 3 right now.
Okay.
It's tagging down the center. Okay. Bet you wish you saved those status tokens for whatever. Attack every turn now. On best offense is best defense, right?
The best offense is a strong defense.
No. I like mine better.
Okay, so you're attacking down the middle with Flit at the moment.
Yep.
Flit has a base meanness of 2, plus you've added a condition which will increase his damage by +1.
Yep.
So he's doing a total damage of 3 down the center.
Yep. And right now, Nutso has 2 fat.
That's correct. Okay.
Keep that pressure on. Brent, next turn, we'll stay on.
Okay. So I'm at my cleanup phase. I don't have any attacks to resolve. I don't have to remove any conditions. I don't have to refresh any gruffs. So it's going to be the draw card phase. I currently have an excess of 7.
Hello, Starman.
Hey! One thing to remember about Flit.
Is if he can't plus the stat that it's supposed to get plus, so you're supposed to get +1 weird.
Yeah.
You can do it to another stat.
Okay. So I drew a card. I currently have in excess of 7, but do I discard down at the end of my play card phase? Okay.
Josh knows. Yeah.
The nose knows.
The reason why is weird's all the way back step at the beginning.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen my final form.
Your weird stat is off the charts, Brosifus, not your gruffs. Like you personally as a human being.
Why do you think I picked this shepherd? We are kindred spirits.
Kindred.
That's what I said. Like kinder eggs. It's your turn.
I have a question.
We might have an answer for you. I'm sure Brent has the answer for you.
Let's say I have a card, Brent, like Tentacuddle. Could I play that?
I'm the kinder spirit.
Could I play that card now?
I think you need to pick which gruff you're activating first. You gotta do it in the play phase.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be in the play card phase. No playing cards early.
No. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. What I meant was...
Oh, so you're going to need to show me the card. You can show him the card. I won't look.
That's cheating!
I won't look.
Okay, close your eyes.
I'm not looking at the TV.
No, close your eyes. Take your glasses off and close your eyes. Your glasses aren't really mostly for show. Look, turn away all the way around.
You know what?
Take a break. Take a break. That's a good idea. You just skadoodle over there. You skadoodle. Skadoodle. Okay. So if I did this, could I do it on this here? That was my question. Okay. All right. Joshua, my question's been satisfied. It was a thought. It was a thought. Okay. So that's going to need to attack next time there. But that's fat. It's only got a max of 3, so it's going to need a lot of extra defense. But I could be extra mean there. Okay. I'm going to activate Buster, Joshua. Okay. He gets +1 fat when activated. And I'm going to get 2 weird because he has 2 weird. So my weird's going to go from 5 to 7. So now I've activated him, and that part is done. I want that to happen. Okay. No. So I have 7.
Am I in trouble?
Interesting.
I'm good. Okay. I have a really cool card coming out.
Okay, I'm going to play... Yeah. I'm going to play Frenzy.
Frenzy!
Choose any Gruff. That Gruff gets +1 mean whenever a Gruff or Shepherd takes damage while this card is in play.
Okay.
So I'm going
What
to
are you playing that on?
play it on Nutso. Okay. So I would have 3 more points available.
Does he get the mean now?
No. +1 mean whenever a Gruff or Shepherd takes damage.
Okay.
Don't want to do that. Now I'm going to, right, because 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have 3 more that I'll spend to have my crazy go from 7 to 4. So I'm going to play Tentacuddle. Choose any Gruff. The chosen Gruff cannot attack. So I'm going to play that on Floctopus.
Of course.
And that's the end of my play card phase. For my tactical action phase, I'm going to swap Buster and Nutso. Oh, Buster. I forget what his weird was at. I think it's at 0. There was nothing I would have. Shoot skis.
I think it was at 0.
Okay. Then what did I increase on him last time? Did I grow him? I didn't. I attacked with him last time. That's correct. Okay. So I switched places, and that's the end of that turn.
Okay.
Okay. So now it's your turn. First, we do the cleanup phase. You have an attack of 4. Buster has fat of 4.
So Buster dies.
Buster dies.
Buster dies. Flip over Buster.
Does any damage happen?
4 damage happens to Buster, so your frenzy will get triggered.
Okay. But does any damage happen to my Shepherd?
No, because you blocked it all.
Okay. Buster's got the ability that when he's killed, he gets 2 weird. So his weird's going to go from 2 to 4. 1 fat. His fat's going to go from 4 to 5. And his mean's going to go from 1 to 2. And then he gets flipped over.
Damn, Buster.
Okay. So your buddy goes away.
This goes away. That cleans up in your turn. I'm going to draw a card.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct. So my frenzy activates. Buster took damage. So Nutso gets an additional mean from 4 to 5.
All right. Floctopus is going to activate. When activated, I get to give +1 to another creature. So we're going to do +1 to... Let's give some plus mean to Fluster here. He's going to go to 4 mean. He's a mean little doggy. He doesn't look like a dog at all. He looks like a Quidditch ball with an eye and a mouth and tentacles.
You really departed from Quidditch ball.
I know. He's just round.
He looks like a Quidditch ball, but not.
I get +2 weird. So I'm at 23 weird.
Comfortably and insane.
That's fine. I'm going to play Dread Delirium.
Okay. That was rude.
20 cost.
Mutate your Shepherd. Your Gruff deals +3 damage on their attacks.
He's like the golden snitch for Cthulhu. Yeah, he's the golden snitch for Cthulhu.
Oh, it's any Gruff. That's why. Okay. I didn't know why it said mutate your Shepherd.
All my Gruffs get +3 damage.
Okay.
I can't attack.
Why?
Because you just said no, not allowed.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a swap action.
Okay.
So he's going to swap with Flit. Since Flit is being swapped, he gets +1 weird. Since his weird is maxed out, I can do a +1 to any other stat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give him 3 mean.
Okay. Or you're gonna grow his mean from 2 to 3.
Yeah, 2 to 3. I gotta go here, and then since I was not able to attack, I can take 3 damage.
Okay. So
1, 2, 3.
you've crossed
I
thresholds.
call threshold. I may reposition my guys now.
Okay.
So I'm going to reposition here. You still need to go with him. Fluster's going to move over here. He's going to move over here. Since he's swapped again,
Yeah.
he gets another +1 stat.
Yep.
So he's going to get a little bit more mean here.
Yeah.
All right. It's my turn.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do my cleanup phase.
Clean up, clean up.
Resolve your attacks. I don't have any. Remove your conditions. So I will take my condition back for the tentacle drill, and I will put that in the discard pile. And my frenzy condition will also get discarded. Draw phase. I'm going to draw a card. So let's see what that was for me so that I can see how it impacts anything.
You're just going to hate me.
Hate you?
Yeah, you're going to hate me. Brett, I'm not worried about those mutation tokens anymore.
Okay. I'm going to the activation phase. I'm going to activate Nutso. He gets +1 mean when he's activated, so his mean will go from 5 to 6. Then I'm going to do play cards phase. Also, I don't get any additional weird off of Nutso. So I'm going to play Bewilder. Destroy a mutation or condition card. So if you could destroy that mutation card, please.
This madness card?
No. That Dread Delirium card. If you could destroy that, please.
That's horrible. That's really mean, Anne.
Why does that mean? So that uses
Anne is standing, which means she means business.
2 of my... I can't reach the board. Okay, and then I'm going to... I have 4 left. I'm going to play block because I can.
Why are you playing that now? You have a whole round.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's
Well,
no reason to.
now you know I have it. Okay. Then I'm going to use Nutso to attack, obviously.
All right. So you're leaving Buster dead.
Oh, back that up. That was a good. Thank you for pointing that out to me.
You're welcome.
It's too many.
Yeah, be aggressive. No! Brett wants you to attack.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you got to do. It's fine.
Well.
Kill Josh. Kill.
It would only send 2 damage through to him. If he doesn't max out his defense, which I'm sure he will. So, yeah, I think. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. My turn?
Yes, that's your turn.
Oh, God. Okay. This is going to be fun.
Did you want to say what you were doing? So you're in your cleanup phase now.
I'm in cleanup phase. There's nothing to do. I'm going to activate.
Well, you refresh.
I refreshed all my Gruffs because they're all deactivated. I'm going to activate Flit. So I get +5 weird. So I'm at 28. Since his weird is maxed out, I'm going to give him +1 fat. So he's at 3 fat.
Okay.
Now this is where the fun comes in. We're going to do Unwise Adoration.
Okay.
Choose any ally Gruff. It loses up to 2 fat.
Okay.
The chosen Gruff loses 2 fat this turn. It deals +4 damage on its attacks.
Okay.
So Flit's going to go back down to 1 fat because that's how we play this game here. That's all right. Then we're going to do
It's not cute when you're a sore winner.
Seal of Madness. I don't know if I won this. So mutate any shepherd. The mutated shepherd loses 3 crazy. So I'm going to go down to 25 crazy.
Okay.
Just wanted to get that on there. And then I wanted to play Glorious Tentacles. When you play this card, put a Whisper mutation token on your shepherd. I need another Whisper.
Okay.
Which is going to turn into a Madness. You get +1 to Fizzle.
+1 mean when a whisper token is played. Yes, thank you for keeping.
Your Gruff deals +1 damage for each mutation token on your shepherd. I have 5 tokens on my shepherd.
Okay.
So, and then I'm attacking with Flit for that's 9, 13.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn.
When does this is attack result, so that doesn't help. Okay, yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So I have my cleanup phase.
So your attack finishes going through.
Yep.
So it's 6 versus a 4. So I take 4 damage, and Fluster dies. That's 2 damage over, right?
Yep. So then you're going to cross another threshold.
So I could switch up where I am attacking. Yeah, let's do that. So, can I do this, Brent, before I do it? Because I get to rearrange when I go through the thresholds. I want to do this. Yes. And then I'm going to get +1 to a stat, so I'm going to get +1 mean. So I'm at 5 mean. So attacking for a total of 14.
Okay. I don't have any conditions. And I'm going to refresh my living Gruffs. Okay. I'm at the draw phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna draw.
Analysis paralysis. Did I miss something? Anne's trying to see how she can counter my...
— 16, right?
9 plus 5, 14.
14.
Josh was working if the threshold action happens immediately after the damage is dealt. Oh, this might have been my fault. And I'm sorry, I led you astray. So while Anne's thinking, Brett, how many new goats are in the expansion? So just these 6, or are there more? Because Anne asked me this question earlier, and I didn't know the answer to it.
I'm going to play pause to
Are
rest.
you activating?
Oh, damn.
15. That's a lot of goats.
I'm going to activate Nutso. Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, so I have 4 crazy right now. In my hand is a 19, a 15, an 18. So that leaves me, and a 7. So I have 2 5s and a 1. So these are the only cards that I could theoretically get up to. Maybe the mental fuzz, I don't even know, which is a 7. But I doubt it. So I can't use 3 of the cards right off the bat. So block is only going to give me +2 defense.
Yeah.
So even if I added +2 defense, I'm getting attacked here, which means these are the only 2 I could swap, and I can't swap and resurrect, right?
Yeah.
So I could only have the +2 defense to Nutso, which would add 4 to me.
What's throw the tentacle?
Sure. So draw 2 cards, put a Whisper mutation token on an enemy shepherd.
And you can see what cards you draw into and just see.
I'd have to get up to 5 weird first, and Nutso doesn't have any weird.
So you have to activate.
So I'd have to activate Fuzzle to do it.
But you might get something that will allow you to swap Fuzzle and Nutso.
Okay, so let's try that. So let's say we activate Fuzzle first.
Okay.
Okay, so that gives my, he gets +2 weird when exhausted, so that brings it up to 6. Which would give me 10.
Okay.
So I have 10 weird. It still means that those 2 are out, and I haven't drawn anything yet.
Okay.
So let's say now that I am in my play cards phase. So let's say that which one did we say? Throw the tentacle?
Yeah.
So this would be, I use 5 of my 10. It would put a Whisper mutation token on an enemy shepherd. So that would give it to you.
I get another madness, which means I'm doing +1 more damage, but
My mean
goes up 1.
is maxed. So I get 2 new cards. I've used 5, right? So I have 5 left to use. So I got Mind Wipe, which I can't do.
Okay.
Right, so that's 9. That's the Playful Nibble card. And this is an aggressive card. So. And then I could use Pause to Rest. Exhaust Nutso. He gets +1 mean when he's exhausted. It'd put him up to 7.
Okay.
And I can draw an additional card. Ooh. Bewilder. So then I could...
So how much have you spent?
I had 5 left when I did Pause to Rest, which would put me down to 4, which would give me and still have enough to do Bewilder.
Okay.
So destroy a mutation or condition.
So you can destroy the
Yeah, that one.
+6 one.
So which one's that?
The glorious tentacles.
Okay, so I would destroy that.
Okay.
That means this goes away here. My weird goes down to 9 because that was a use one. All of my doodlas are exhausted. Your attack is still 5 plus
4, which is a 9.
9. Netso only has defense of 2, which means 7 would go through, and I would lose by 1.
It's close.
Yeah.
Can you still block?
Oh, I would have had enough to block. Because I would have had 9.
Yeah. You went down to 9. You spent 6. You have 3 left.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I do have enough to block.
Okay. So put the block out.
So that would go here.
And you still haven't done your attack, your thing.
Do I resurrect or do I grow?
That's up to you. Brent's saying to attack.
Attack with what?
The guy you just activated. I have a dead guy over here.
Is Fuzzle and his 5 mean?
Yeah. Be aggressive. You might win if you do it.
Only one option.
Yeah. You might turn this around.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. Cool. All right. Dear God. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right.
You can only
This is
block with the
terrifying.
gruff
1,
with
2,
3 fat. That's
3,
true.
4, 5, 6.
All right. So mine goes through. I have a 9. You have a defense of
4.
4 total. So you take 5 damage.
I'm down to 1 health. Now, I did cross a threshold.
Okay.
We're out of mutation tokens.
Just 1 threshold?
Yes.
All right. This is going to be a pretend.
Well,
I mean, I'm dead anyway.
You
if I
just
don't
need
attack.
to stop him from attacking. Then madness kills him.
Madness will kill me. All right. So you're down to 1 health. I come back. This card goes away. And I draw a card, and I hope I draw good. All right. I'm going to I can only activate Floctopus, so I'm going to get 2 weird. So I'm going to go up to 7.
7.
27. Sorry. I'm not going to play any cards.
If this is the last round, you might as well show them. Why aren't you playing any cards?
I have Startle, which is remove a condition. And I have the Benediction, which is just to give more crazy. When I activate, I may give another Gruff +1. You're attacking with 4. Yeah, you won. I can't live. Because if I don't attack, I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So say, so I'm going to say I give Flit another madness. I attack here.
Okay.
Your attack goes through.
Wait, is there anything else that you can do from there?
Nope.
Okay, so then you don't take any of the damage.
Don't take any damage.
Okay, so then my attack goes.
Then your attack goes. I have no defense. You do 5 damage. I have 3 health. You win.
I almost died.
Almost died.
I almost super died. That was close.
If I swapped, I wasn't attacking, and then I had madness that killed me. I would take 6 damage from madness. Oh yeah. Yep. I was kind of. I had my big attack. I hope it went through. It did not.
The new rule set takes some getting used to. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty. Huh. Huh. Huh.
Want to try to kill a troll now? Up to you.
I think we should probably call it here, considering what the PvP took.
Okay.
And then we can go into our first impressions.
Okay.
Because I got lots of impressions.
All right.
Ready? All right, so we're going to go to our main.
Yeah.
I am taking in all of everything.
Okay.
Oh,
We need to end the current video and.
All right, so that was our that was our spotlight of oh my god, I'm so stuck.
Gruff Whispers of Madness.
I've been taken over by the Whispers of Madness by Gruff Whispers. This
She's
is
just astounded, but she won.
I am a little shocked, actually. I'm a little bit shell shocked. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight for our spotlight of Gruff Whispers of Madness, which is live tomorrow, as Brett said, in chat, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is not Eastern Standard Time, which always
9 a.m.
9 a.m. our time on Kickstarter. So if you are a fan of Gruff, if you liked the heart-pounding action that just happened in tonight's playthrough, if you like strategy, if you like PvP, there's also a co-op mode that we weren't able to get to tonight, but Lord knows in our own personal playthroughs and our own personal gaming, we will definitely be getting to that. Then make sure you head on over to the Kickstarter and check that out. Josh, how can they find the Kickstarter?
Go to Kickstarter, search for Gruff's Whispers of Madness.
Don't search for Gruffs, plural.
Gruff.
I recommend searching for Gruff.
I'm sure Brent will throw a link up because I think he has a preview link already set up.
With Studio Whoa. Gaptooth says, go check it out.
Yeah, there we go. Look.
Hey now. Josh, did you get royalties for allowing them to use your likeness as the first player token?
No, I gave that to Brent for free.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for our first impression session where we get to share with you our first thoughts on the game, things we liked, things we didn't like, and the most important question of the evening.
Will we play it again?
We'll play it again. Hang tight.